Hi everybody, welcome back. The purpose of this screencast today is to talk about some ebook resources that we learned about in this module this week. We're going to start by talking about Epic. Epic is a resource that we learned about this week. It is an online resource for reading books. Here I am showing it to you guys. Epic is a great resource to use in the classroom for reading books. What I love most about it is there's audiobooks, which is great for those readers who struggle to read but can still get that concept of reading and that background of it. They also have great educational videos on topics on here, and then they have books and all of this is based on their grade level, and you can input when you are inserting your roster. You can insert the level that those students are on, so it'll match books with where they are at at their reading level. So that's great. We use Epic in our school system now, and the kids love it. When I say, like, if there's free time and I say, okay, get a book out, they're like, can we get on Epic? Or they say, can we get on Storyline Online? Which is another resource we'll talk about here in a little bit. So the kids love it, and that's what I find great about it. I'm always looking for resources that the kids dive right into and want to do, but it's also super educational. This tool could impact learning because you don't see a lot of kids who love to read anymore because hands-on books are not as common in school systems like they used to, like when I was in elementary. So I love this because everything is more technology based, and so it's an online resource and technology based for those kids to still get reading in. When I was matching the standards to this, I put for this one a digital citizen 2B for the ISTE standard. And then I also linked it to the Nebraska demonstrating effective and efficient searches because the kids are looking for what they really love and what they are interested in, and they can search for it. So I linked them to that. Next, we are going to talk about Storyline Online, which is another great resource, which looks like this. Again, it's kind of almost like Epic. Where Epic actually also, they can earn badges. There's quizzes to learn about their comprehension of the story. I also really like about that. And a lot of that links back to this teacher's profile. So you can see how they are doing, what their interests are, things like that. Storyline Online also has great resources. It's got videos. It's got people who read to you. Again, it's just another resource for those students to read. Anything that I just love resources for students that are able to read. It's awesome. And then when it also dives deeper into helping with comprehension, or they can play fun games about the story that they read. Those are all great things because then it really gets those students interested in it and wanting to do it. On this one as well, I linked it again to the 2B and also demonstrating effective and efficient searches because they're looking for things that are interested in them. They have to type it. They have to look for it. So, I just want something in my classroom that the kids are excited about. I want something that gets them engaged. And these are great because I love listening to the kids even talk about it in the classroom. I will hear conversations about, oh, I read this book, you need to read it. And there's series on there too. The kids love series. They love when there's multiple books. They get so frustrated when they read one book and then they're like, well, now what? What happens? And they get so mad. And the series gets them interested. They keeps them going. They're wanting to read. They want to keep reading. When every time there's free time, they say, can I get on Epic? Can I get on Storyline? Yes, awesome. Go for it. I think audiobooks are just as great as actually reading it. I listen to audiobooks all the time on my drive. I have a 30-minute drive to my job. I listen to audiobooks all the time, or podcasts. I think they're just as great as actually physically reading it. I comprehend them better actually when I hear it than when I read it. And I know that sounds bad because kids need to learn to read, obviously. But when we talk about comprehension, I comprehend it better when I listen to something versus if I actually read it. or I have to read it out loud in order for me to comprehend what I'm actually reading. I can't silent read. And then the last resource that we talked about this week is called Book Creator. It was kind of fun, actually. At first I was getting frustrated because I couldn't figure out all the stuff to it. But once I got it figured out, it was actually really fun. I would utilize Book Creator in my future classroom by giving this as a assignment for the kids. I would also use it when I'm doing, like if I need to explain an assignment, I would easily use this because of the record button. I would use it also for teaching lessons. I would use it for a lot of things, actually. I think the kids would really enjoy this too because there's a lot of different features that you could use. I think it could impact learning because the kids are engaged. Again, I like finding things that the kids are engaged, hands-on doing it. I want to know what they are learning. I want to know what we need to work more on. So assignments like this and tools like this are great resources. When we talk about what standards I'm linking them to, I linked it to Innovative Designer Exhibiting a Tolerance because, you know, when it comes to technology, you're always going to have problems. There's always a problem that happens. And they're open-ended problems. You got to figure it out. It's technology. It never goes the way that you want it to go. I also linked it to Nebraska standards, the Developing Computer Solutions to Problems. Again, you got to figure it out. I ran into so many problems when I was trying to create my book. And so you got to problem solve. You got to figure it out, right? So all of these resources I had fun learning about. They were awesome. I think out of all of them, Epic is my favorite one because as a teacher, I can also track the students and I can pull up the roster and pull up their profiles. And so I personally like that. So Epic would be my first grab out of all of these. But again, they're all awesome and I will definitely use all of them in my classroom.